everybody. Welcome to Cape Rugby TV, Wednesday night, 9 o'clock. Nice to have you along. And, of course, tonight is going to be another cracker of a show. We bring in all the big guns when we talk about rugby, especially club rugby in Western Province. But nice to have you along. And, of course, hopefully the weather is not too cold for you tonight. We've got the coffee on and it's going to keep us energized during the entire show. My panel this evening is a little bit different, but still very esteemed. But let me begin at the beginning. Morgan Newman, number one on the far right. Hello, Morgs.
How's it, James? How you doing?
I'm good. Are you looking amped?
Yeah, very, very much amped. Had a relaxing weekend. We had a bye, so yeah, I mean, amped and ready to go.
And now I'm going to go to one of our other regulars before I show you our surprise guest this evening, Mr. Herman Abrams. Hello, stage.
Good evening, JP.
You are?
Yes. Quite happy with all the things that are happening in rugby, so yeah.
You're looking good, all right, okay. And folks, our very, very special guest this evening, and nice to have him on the show finally in 3 years, and the director of coaching at Western Province Rugby, no other than Allister Coetzee. Hello, Al.
Hello, JP. Good to be on your show for the first time, and I heard a lot about it, and it's really great to be here. And on my left, Hermie, nice to see you again, and Morgs. Geez, last saw you on the golf course, but I must say you're looking very comfortable here behind the table. So it's really great to be.
Well,
here.
you know, funny that you mentioned the golf, because we actually asked Morgan about the golf on that day, and he told us that he shot under 70 odd. Any
Well, he played very, very well, but
Yeah.
it's, using two balls at a time, so taking a lot of mulligans, and you can understand if he, plays with mulligans, he will shoot a good round.
Yeah, we always, even on the show, we've got to give Morgan a couple of mulligans. Anyway, let's get straight into it. Club rugby, and then we're going to speak more to Allister Coetzee about what advice he can give to the coaches out there, the players out there, and of course, what's happening in the world of Western Province Rugby and how the club rugby is connecting to Western Province Rugby. But let's start off with the results in Super League A. It was another cracker weekend. Belhar going down to Marties. You see the students are back, 61-0 to Marties. Durban, well, it's a 1-point win for them against Vix. And UCT beating Belleville on the weekend. And Tygerberg, well, it was a 21 points to 12, at least 20 points to 12 win against Helderberg. So some interesting results there, and I think the interesting fact everybody's talking about right now is that the universities are back. Morgs, if we start off with you, I mean, it's a clear statement from Marties that they're back on the park. 61-0 against Belhar. Belhar must be shattered, but Marties must be thrilled.
Yeah, look, they clearly hit the ground running. I mean, often you go away for five or 6 weeks and you come back and then, there's sort of guys are rusty. But by the looks of that score, there's definitely no rusty in that Stellenbosch side. So the students, I think they've set out a clear message and a lot of teams will be ready for them.
Well, then the interesting thing that we have to wonder here is what's going to happen with Hammies and Marties, because you guys battled a little bit against Belhar.
Yeah, I mean, we ran Belhar very, very close. The conditions were extremely wet on the day, and we ran them 18-12, I think, if I can remember correctly. So, yeah, I mean, look, for Stellenbosch to put 61 points against the Belhar side, which I thought was really, really good, at the time that we played them. I mean, they really pitched up and played some good rugby. Obviously, they were at home too. So, yeah, I mean, surprising result, to be honest. I thought it would be slightly closer than 61 points.
Yeah, the other results there, of course, a 1-point win for Durban and against Vix, and then UCT beating Belleville, and Helderberg going down to Tygerberg. Allister, let's bring you into the picture here. Marties, 61-0. How much do you pay much attention to Marties and what they do?
JP, I'm so fortunate to be sitting here and listen to the club rugby, results and how you guys view club rugby. Unfortunately, in my position, I hardly get an opportunity to go out there to club rugby weekends because we're preparing. Most of the times we're leaving on a Friday and we're coming back to Sunday. Or, I've got to focus on what I have to do because I understand my situation. I've got to make sure that Province and Stormers get results.
Is your schedule, like tell us a little bit before we go into the rest of the results here, because before we know it, we've covered the whole of club rugby and we haven't had a chance to speak to you. That's sort of the normal pattern here. You probably find I've been hardly speak to Mr. H. Tell us a little bit about your schedule in the week. I mean, you guys we've had Steph de Toy on the show a few times, and we've had Greg Hechter on the show, and Jerome is obviously here, but we've never had a chance to speak to you as the director of rugby at Western Province. Tell us about your schedule.
Yeah, I'd rather be called a senior professional coach who's hands-on. Director normally is sitting in his little office.
Okay, I
and it's
can't
not
fit that in the
Yeah.
titles underneath. What did you say?
so I'm still hands-on, and
Yeah.
like I say, that's my job description, senior professional coach, JP. Yeah, it's quite tough, I must say. The players come in on a Monday, you know, as early as 8 o'clock, and a few of them, the injured, starting at 7:30 to do some rehabilitation classes.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've got 2 sessions on the Monday, the review of the previous weekend's game,
Yeah.
and then a session the afternoon. You know, Tuesday, in season, we'll have 1 session with a split, a morning session with a split the afternoon, and then Wednesday, 1 session. We give the players a Thursday off, basically not to go play golf, JP, but to recover
Yeah.
and, you know, and make sure that, you know, they also take in the detail of the weekend.
Yeah.
They open their computers and have a look at their computers, do work on their own, and then on a on a Friday it's captains, and then the Saturday it's the match. So it's quite, and Morgan knows it. It's quite a hectic sort of program, schedule. You know, you've got to, after the 3-hour days of training, got to get off your feet and make sure you recover properly.
Mr. H, your schedule's a little bit lighter now. What do you make of the results over the weekend?
No, well, I think, you know, when you look at the Bellville UCT result,
Yeah.
Bellville was in the game till just after halftime. Scores
Yeah.
level.
Yeah.
And it shows that, you know, one can't say that you have an easy game anymore in Super League A or all those games. Anybody can beat anybody on the day. So, well, fortunately for UCT, the 8th man went and scored 2 tries, so they were happy to win the game. And the same with Belham Marties, you know, leading 40-0 at halftime. Belham was the, you know, wonder, what are we going to do in the second half? But they could do nothing.
Yeah. So the UCT also putting they're sort of showing their stamp there, but not really as much as Marty's.
No,
Yeah.
So Marties is back with a bang, and they're showing everybody what they intend to do.
All right, folks, let's take a look now at the results in Super League B. Falls Bay 41-3 against UWC, Goodwood 46-7 against Hamlets, and then of course on Saturday 71-15 against Brackenfell. UWC coming back on Saturday again 49-17 against Hands and Arts, and NNK going down to Kells River. Now we've had some fantastic, interesting results there, and I think that the big one we will obviously look at is Wednesday's match from last week. Falls Bay, the last time we saw Falls Bay was against UWC in the mist. It was so bad that you couldn't see the ball going from the fly-off to the center. I know what you guys are thinking. I'm not going to do it. All right, we'll sing that song a little bit later. We'll ask everybody to do it. And then, some massive results there. Falls Bay again on the weekend, coming back 71-15 against Brackenfell. Morgs, Falls Bay has been dying to rectify that situation against UWC.
You know, that comes, James, it comes back to what we just said about being away on a few week break. You know, I think UWC were on a little bit of a break. They come back, they play against Falls Bay, were raring to go. We've been waiting for this game since it got, since the first round. So, I mean, yeah, look, it's no result, and it's top of the table clash, and for Falls Bay to get a result like that, again, almost 50 points against UWC, yeah, it needs to be done.
More importantly, or more interestingly, should I say, than is Falls Bay coming back 3 days later against Brackenfell and beating them 71-15. Allister, let's ask you on this one. That's a 3-day break. What do you make of it as a professional coach? To take a 3-day break and play another match and come back even stronger than you were before?
Yeah, look, it depends on whether your team is mentally, James, whether the break could be the right thing at the time. But sometimes a team has got nice rhythm and momentum. You really don't want to see that break happening. But I suppose if you have a good plan, and the players are committed to that plan, whether there's a break or not, the confidence should be there if you've done well previously, and with that shouldn't have any hassles with that,
What about from a fitness point of view? Do you think the guys would be?
Yeah.
If you look at it from your perspective,
depends on where you are in the season. If it's like halfway through and late there shouldn't be an issue with the conditioning, really. Even also if you have played a lot of matches, no issue with match fitness. Club rugby is a bit different, so I'm just trying to.
No, but that's what we're looking for. I mean, this is
what I would suggest in a break. Don't. You can maybe shy away or don't do any conditioning, but on technical issues, you cannot just stop and leave it there. Whether you come in 1 day in the 3 days or 2 days and just have a technical session, is to, my 5+1 line out, who's out, who's in the lineout, who's going to be the rudder. Those little things should always be taken care of, because on the days, the little things that you forget.
One of the things that we've sort of been wanting to ask, someone with your experience, is a lot of the coaches, when they have the break, they tend to really, really work the players as hard as possible, and quite often they do it on the Monday after a very hard Saturday game. Is that the right thing to do?
No, I just think, especially at our level, at Super Rugby level, you must be able to talk to your senior players, whether it's club rugby, whether it's because you don't want to have this break, and the players aren't committed to do anything in the break. Yeah. But if you tell them, listen, guys, this is what you want to achieve, there's got to be a goal always, whether it's an off week or not. What is the why? Why are we having to come in and train? Why must we do that? To get X, Y, Z right. And you do then get out of the way. And you can still have your sometimes it's just a mental break that they need to, instead of coming to training area, just give them that day off, but the next 2 days we'll be looking at getting this right. Yeah, they buy into it, then it's a simple thing,
All right, let's move now straight to the results in Premier League A. We're going to catch up there. Solarians against Allister, another monster win, 72-0. They've been looking to put that one on there. Macassar drawing against St. George's. Scottsdene going down to Penil Villages 13-10, and Kraaifontein 52-5 against Paarl. Mr. H. Solarians 72-0 against Allister. I mean, I feel for Allister, but Solarians just constantly showing their strength.
No, they're pulling out all stops now. They are not going to stop with, and I think John Brits has given the commands, and say, look, guys, everything now, 5 points, we must end at the top.
Yeah.
Well, obviously the other guys around them are not, they're not really putting pressure on Solarians, but they've taken it upon themselves to put the pressure on themselves to perform at a high rate every week.
Well, they definitely look like they are performing at a high rate every week. And the other interesting derby there, St. George's and Macassar. Yeah. But it was a draw, so no bragging rights for anybody on that one there. Let's go to the results in Premier League B. And more interesting results as we see Franschhoek going down to Strand. Young People's 19-17 over Van der Stel, and Eerste Rivier beating Langa 20 points, or at least losing to Langa 25-20. In Division 1, Northerns beating Rocklands, Busy Bees losing to Lagunya, and Wraithby 39-8 over Atlantis. The Wraithby will be thrilled with that result. And then Stellenbosch Coronations 24-10 over Silverleaf. Folks, that's where we were over the weekend. The big one, it was Lagunya against Langa. And would you know it, it was their 90th anniversary. Busy Bees turning 90. So sorry, it was Busy Bees against Lagunya playing at Langa. And it was a fantastic day. Can you believe that 90 years on, the club is still in existence and they're putting out some great talent? And for those of you that aren't aware of it, Busy Bees, not so long ago, was playing rugby to hide themselves from the apartheid police. And we heard some interesting stories on the day, but we'll tell you more about that in a second or so. Let's catch up now with the highlights from the match between Busy Bees and Lagunya.
I supported BCB and the Storm also.
Biggest fan.
Yeah, I told JP now, every Wednesday night, she watches the show from 9 to 10 with me and my wife. Every Wednesday night.
Welcome back, folks. Yes, Laguna against Busy Bees, and what a classic match. 90 years old, and this time they didn't have to worry about the apartheid police coming onto the field to stop them from playing rugby. But Mr. H, a real derby match there.
Yeah, and I'm sure Alfred must be very disappointed that they lost by this.
You know what? Alfred actually, I don't think was that disappointed. He was just so thrilled to see Cape Rugby TV there. He was so thrilled to see all of the friends of Busy Bees, and I tell you something, he pulled out all the stops. The people came out from Boland, and did you know Boland Mark B, who we never knew who they were, Boland Marketing Agency or something? We finally met them on Saturday night, and him and his father have sponsored Busy Bees for 40 years.
It's fantastic.
Unbelievable. So a great performance there, but it didn't go the way of Busy Bees on the day. But nevertheless, a good performance there from Laguna. And I must tell you something. You're going to see some stepping stones, some stepping fleet-footed madness in a second or so. We managed to catch up with the losing captain and coach of Busy Bees, Azingile Noche, and George Montuyo. So let's see what the captain and coach from Busy Bees have to say. Azingile, the captain of Busy Bees, that was a close game there, but unfortunately it didn't go your way.
Yeah, it was a good game with no serious injuries. The field was a bit wet, and we always have a good run against Laguna. Hopefully next time, we're gonna do better. We're gonna go back to our drawing board now and rectify our mistakes.
Do you think it felt like a little bit of a derby match today?
Yeah, it is always a derby when you play against Laguna. And it's my ex-team as well. So we've done very well.
So where do you guys go now for the rest of the season? What will you be working on?
Yeah, we're going to work very hard to stay on the top 5 at least. We're going to encourage my guys to stay focused and lift their heads up to the future.
Well, that's an excellent spirit and great leadership. Thanks for talking to us.
Okay, thanks very much to you guys for coming to view us. It's a very good pleasure for us.
All right, this is the best one yet, man. This is the best. Okay, go down. Okay. Right, folks, I'm here with the coach of Busy Bees, George. George, it didn't go your way today.
Yeah, definitely. It didn't go the way we were supposed to, or we were hoping to go in. But what was important for us was to win, obviously, because of celebrating the 90th anniversary. But it didn't go our way, man, as we planned and also as we were hoping.
This is the first time we've done a coach's interview with so many kids around us. I'm hoping everyone can see us at the back there. Okay. But you must be thrilled to have so many youngsters who are maybe going to be coach under your wing one day.
We shall always be thrilled to have youngsters and also have all these people coming to support us, and that you can see the future of BCB and everything, and everyone is coming here with the passion and that thing.
Well, listen, best of luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks so much, man.
We're going to see if I dig our way out of here now.
Thanks.
Okay. Welcome back, folks. Yes, of course, George and Zingi there talking to us after things didn't go their way against Busy Bees. Allister, you played a bit of township rugby, huh?
100%, JP. And, I just want to mention this, that we shouldn't take this for granted. It's a good thing that's going in Cape Town. It's, a province with the best club rugby system and quality. Yeah. And, it's our responsibility to make sure that it stays healthy and of high quality. I've played a lot of club rugby in PE, and, with due respect, it's not the same. And you can see the standard is not what it used to be, And you get some great talent. It's just unfortunate, that some oaks have missed out on over the years. But I can tell you this much, Jerome, I'm working very closely with Jerome Parvata, and he's got a few scouts who are going to the club rugby matches, and I just hope that they do see some of these oaks.
What do you make of all those? Have you ever seen so many kids in a manner?
That's the heart and soul of rugby union. I mean, it starts with clubs, and it's community based, and everyone goes there on a Saturday and they attend it, and it's very emotional, it's hyped up and that, but one is going to make sure that, that the standard of the play and how the game has evolved, that our clubs do feel it, and they also, up to speed with it, because the support will always be there. And it's important for our youth to play rugby, and especially in townships. I mean, I was I come from Township Rugby myself. I played for Old Collegians in Grahamstown. It's predominantly a black club. And my Xhosa is not too bad, so you can test me.
Okay,
you want to speak Xhosa to me.
I think I'm going to test you. I'll test you next week.
Anytime, JP.
I heard a hell of a Xhosa on the golf course.
Course,
to be honest.
Mons.
yeah.
So, but honestly, it's really, club rugby is dear to my heart, and it's just a pity I can't get there anymore. You get sort of a bit divorced from it, but there are structures in place, and I'm working closely with Jerome to the extent that I went to the amateur trials last week Monday, played at Coast River Club, and in our Currie Cup squad, and I'm very proud to say that we've got 9 players who are actually amateur players, and they're coming from the club setup. And I think that's a mandate I actually got from the president, Mr. Taylor Wakefield, that we've got a high performance centre and we've got amateur rugby. And that high performance centre is with all the intellect, the intellectual property, the facilities, is there for the whole of Cape Town. Is there for the coaches as well. And it's my duty, and I would like to assist the executive and Mr. Wakefield to make sure that we bring those two very close to each other.
Well, we're gonna show you some talent, a little bit more talent. Yeah, we also managed to catch up with the because you saw that fleet-footed player earlier on during the highlights of the match. But we're gonna show you the man of the match in a second, and maybe someone that one of the Jerome scouts maybe one day will pick up. But we caught up with the winning coach and captain of Laguna. And of course, more expertise coming into the picture was Sandile Kasa and Norman Mbiku. Let's hear what those boys have to say. Sandile, you're the captain of Laguna. Good result for you guys today.
It was good. We need 4 points. Actually, we didn't get 5 points what we needed. So hard luck, get 4 points. Getting closer to the number 2 spot.
Where do you guys, what are you planning on working on during the rest of the season?
We are planning on getting at number 2nd place. It was bad, play bad on the first round. So we are going through now, doing hard work at the training sessions. We need at least 5 points per game, but BZBs play very well at the first half, but we came back at the second half. Hard luck, we didn't score any tries, only one. It was not enough.
Well, don't go too far away. We've got a surprise for you in a minute or two. But otherwise, congratulations.
Oh, thanks, man.
Good win for you guys today. You must be very happy.
It's an away win. We were aiming for it because with this win, we can top the block.
They say today it was the young guys against the old guys. How do you feel about that?
The veterans.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the young guys versus a mix of the old guys and the smaller, younger guys.
You certainly looked like you had most of the territory today.
Yes, that's what we aimed for. We wanted to play, attack with an advantage of keeping the territory.
And you've got some big, strong running forwards there as well. Your number 16 coming off the bench, he had an excellent game.
Yes, that's our game relies on our forwards. Our forwards are well drilled, very skillful. So that's why we could manage to win games.
Well, congratulations. It was a great performance.
Thank you very much.
So congratulations there to the winning captain and coach, Norman Mbiku and Sandile Kasa. Mr. H, Norman Mbiku's been around quite a while.
Yes, Norman has held the position at Western Province as a development coach, and he was, he did a lot of things.
Yeah.
He was a national sevens coach. He was very involved in sevens rugby, and I think he actually put guys like the Laguna team on the map with the sevens rugby, and he's done very well.
All right, well, talking about players doing well then, the Tata man of the match, of course, brought to you by Tata Wistenberg and Tata Paul Valley. Sandile Kasa, he was the captain of Laguna, or at least is the captain of Laguna, and he also walks away with 1,000 Rand for a club rugby player. Let's catch up now with our Tata man of the match. Right, folks, our Tata man of the match, courtesy of Tata Wistenberg and Tata Paul Valley, Sandile Kasa.
Yes.
Sandile, congratulations. You win for yourself 1,000 Rand today for playing excellent rugby here at Laguna in the match against Busy Bees. You must be a very happy man.
I'm happy. This is not for me. It's for the team as well. So good luck for the team.
Now, you spoke to us earlier on as the captain. Does this come as a surprise? Did you know that there was going to be a man of the match today?
No. I was looking at my number 15. He played very well today. So as for me, I'm happy as a man of the match.
Well, listen, I'm going to ask the marketing or PRO, the public relations officer from Busy Bees, Alfred, to come and hand over the check here. Here you go. Congratulations, my man. Alfred's going to shake hands there with you. Right. So,
Celebrate it, brother.
Okay.
there we go. Let's show the check there in front. Okay, let's Alfred. It's been a fantastic day today.
Yes, it should be. You know, the history repeats itself because we're playing with the unification team as the Black African team, the first in the Western Cape. So we love each other. We celebrate the day on a good motion because we're brothers.
And they said today was like the young and the old playing against each other. What do you think of his performance today?
Yeah, well done. We did talk about him, but we could not stop his feet. He always kills us with the feet.
Yeah, he's got great step.
That's it. That you cannot take away from him.
There we go, folks. Our title man of the match, Andile. Congratulations once again. Fantastic, well played. I think you've got a lot of potential going into the future, and keep those toes twinkling like that. Well done again from Tato Oostenburg and Paul Valley. 1,000 rand for you and your teammates.
Okay, thanks, man.
Big surprise for him.
That was the best, my brother. Congrats.
Right, folks, we'll be back after in a sec. It's a crazy day. Yes, so congratulations there to Sandile Kasa. That was, of course, the title man of the match. Now, before we talk about how a player could potentially get into Western Province, we're going to take an ad break, and then we'll come back and we'll take a look at the results in Division 2, 3, 4, and, of course, in the Par League and the Farm League. So we'll be back with you guys in a sec. Well, there you go. Welcome back. It is, of course, Cape Rugby TV, Wednesday at 9 o'clock. Remember, folks, you can find us on Facebook, www.facebook.com/Cape Rugby TV. Our special guest this evening is Allister Coetzee, the senior professional rugby coach at Western Province Rugby. Did I get that one right, Al?
100% spot on, Japes.
All right, I've got to work on that. You know, there's so many titles when it comes to rugby coaches nowadays. We never know. Head of coaching, transporting coach, conditioning coach, managing. How many coaches have you got at Western Province?
No, only four.
Only four?
Yeah, only four, and then myself as the head coach. And I can mention them also, JP, which is quite an interesting. It's the kicking coach is done by Greg Echter.
Yeah.
Our defence coach is Jacques Nienaber.
Yeah.
And then we've got Matthew Proudfoot, our forwards coach.
He counts for two.
And then we're 5.5. And then Robbie Flack as a backline coach, and then myself as head coach, JP.
So the African Grey is part of the coaching setup there?
Yep, 100%.
Right. We've got to ask you, though, this nickname of Toots.
Geez, Japes.
Come on.
Yeah, I said it. No, I'm serious. I said it before to, I think, Tafuma Makina on Heart.
Yeah.
That the day we win Super Rugby, I will definitely tell you the history and where it comes from. I promise I'll do that.
All right. Well, the day that comes, then I'll tell you what JP stands for.
Yeah, perfect, Japes.
we got a deal. Yeah. Yes, folks. Okay, time folks now look at the rest of the results there. Let's look at Division 2 first. Gardens Tech drawing with Young Wesley's. All Saints beating Karlmore 13-9. Masipumulele 22-16 over Blue Stars. Division 3 Temperance going down to Young Ideas. They happen to be playing at Lunga on the same day, 17 points to 3. And then Retreat, a massive win for them against Richmond Rangers, 47 points to 8. Whistling Wheels and Imikawi scores still yet to come in. Khayelitsha beating Progress, 16 points to 4. Police 37-15 over Delft. Bishop Lavers again, Cities also, those scores still have to come in. Paarl Rangers and Paarl United, Parel United at least, those scores yet again also have to come in. And Lower Paarl, 20 points to 0 against Windmill United. It's possible that game was called off. Normally when we see those 20 points to 0 scores, we know that there's a problem there. Young Gardens beating Riverstones by 1 point, 19-18. Simondium 38-7 over Albions. And Violets Paarl, 19-16 win for them against Young Standards. While in the Simmonsburg region, otherwise known as the Farm League, Languedoc takes the 20 points. Again, it looks like there was some sort of funny results there. 20-0 against Blue Swallows. Blue Stars 14 all against Lamotte, and the Pumas at 20-10 against Fora. Right, folks, you would have noticed what I said there during the results. Clearly, if it's a 0-0, those are scores that did not come in. And, of course, if it's a 20 points to 0, it's very likely that something happened there that the other team would have got the 5 points. In other words, 20 points gets allocated, and you would have scored the 5 points and the win. Last week, we gave you the opportunity, at least, to enter the Spot the Ball competition. Well, we'll ask our panel again this week if they think that they can spot the ball. Let's take a look now at the picture we posted on Facebook and see how many people got lucky. You, of course, can win yourself a Cape Rugby TV t-shirt and a Lex Smart flash drive. Your options were A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, and C3. Right, gentlemen on the panel, would you like to have a guess where the ball is? Morgs, you've seen it, Morgs. I'm not going to ask you. Alistair, let's go to you. Any ideas there on where the ball might be?
I can only guess, JP. I think it was C1.
You're going to C1. Let's have another quick look at that slide.
B1, sorry, B1.
You're going to go with B1, all right. Yeah. Mr. H,
Said C1.
you're going to go to C1. Okay, you go to C1. Let's take a look at the slide and we'll see where the ball is there. Right, A1, A2, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, and C3. Right, let's take a look. Where is the ball? There you go. The ball is on top of his head. Ja, jy moet van die mense nou vra, wat on earth are you? Soek jy met die bal bo op jou kop, meneer? All right, this, of course, congratulations to Hilda Adams. Congratulations, Hilda. You win for yourself a Cape Rugby TV T-shirt as well as a Lexar flash drive. All right, so the Cape Rugby TV T-shirt and Lexar flash drive is on its way to you. So once again, congratulations to Hilda Adams. Right, spot the ball competition for next week. Let's take a quick look at that slide. A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, and C3. Where on earth is the ball this time? All right, good luck, folks. We'll post it on Facebook, and we'll wish you the very best of luck there. Let's take a quick look at the logs now. In Super League A, Durban, yes, they're still on the top with Hamilton's in second place, while in Super League B, Falsebay and Primrose are dominating. In Premier League A, Solarians, Collegians, Kraaifontein and St. George's, while in Premier League B, Milnerton, Young People's, Eerste Rivier and Strand United. While in Division 1, Violets are still on the top with 45 points, and Division 2, Masipumulele leading strongly with 56 with 13 games played and clearly have a game in hand over Carlmore. While in Division 3, Strand Pioneers on the top of the pile with 51 points and Young Ideas in retreat making up the line after that. And Khayelitsha, Bishop Lavers of Police in Division 4. While in the Paarl region, Lower Paarl, Vineyards and Allendale are still dominating, and Lamotte still takes first place in the Simonsburg region. Right, folks, time for us to take an ad break, and when we come back, we'll give you an opportunity for yourself, once again, to win yourself an Evox Advanced Nutrition hamper. Remember, Evox Advanced Nutrition is the official sports nutrition supplier to Western Province Rugby and the DHL Stormers. Come back for the hamper, and come back to spend more time with our special guest, Allister Coetzee. We'll be back with you guys in a sec. Welcome back, folks. Cape Rugby TV, Wednesday nights, 9 o'clock. Remember, Facebook and Twitter, and you can follow that hashtag on Saturdays when all the clubs are tweeting the scores. It's becoming even bigger and bigger, and it's lovely to check the scores on that back channel, #WP Club Rugby. Otherwise, follow the Cape Rugby TV squad on Cape Rugby TV. And of course, don't forget, DSTV in September, and then we go national, all right? Then we got 2 transmitters locally. I just quickly have to give you clarity on this, folks. I know there were a lot of questions. People said, why are you moving to DSTV? We're going to stop watching the Cape Rugby show. No, you're not going to be able to stop watching the Cape Rugby show. It is still free in Cape Town. It's just now that there are 2 transmitters in Cape Town and on DSTV, right? So now we'll be broadcasting in 3 places, which is certainly going to make sure that you have access to even more club rugby. And you can spread even more, call it Western Province love for club rugby. Right, Allister, let's ask you this then. One of the questions a lot of people, we've had Jerome on the show now for 2 years now, and we keep drilling on it because the coach of the clubs out there and the players and the fans keep asking the same question, like, how do I get to play for the Stormers? How do I get to play for Western Province Rugby? Well, you got the amateur squad, your diver squad. Just tell us a little bit of information in terms of how do you go scouting out there? I mean, you've explained your schedule. You're very busy. You can't run after every club game, especially the amount of games we've got at Western Province. But how do you go about making sure that you've got youngsters or club players eventually feeding into your space?
I think, JP, one's got to ask the question first. Is it done just for the sake of so-called do it to keep clubs, sort of give them peace of mind or keep them happy? Or do you do it because you want to do it, it's the right thing to do, and we're sincere about doing it? When I do something, I would like to tell the club players that this is just not plastic, it's a real thing, and I can give you evidence of that. A player like Tyrone Holmes, a player like Idris Arons, a player like Dimitri Katakilis, who played UC2, a player like Ishmael when he was at SK, when he came back again, club player. They were all taken from the clubs, and eventually they represented the professional side. And I went, even further than that, player like Don Armand as well, awarding contracts to those players.
Damien de Linde.
And even Damien de Linde, So the thing, I think not everyone will play Western Province. Obviously, you must have the talent, number one, and to play at a professional level. But all I want the club players also to understand, and maybe late developers also to understand, that yes, if you miss it, there is a pathway. If you're prepared to work hard, if you're prepared to put in the hard work, yes.
So let's talk about that.
So there we've got our systems in Western Province. We've got I'm not talking about schools now. Just about the senior schools now.
Yeah.
And the next question probably, a lot of people are saying we lose all our young talent in Cape Town, going elsewhere. But we've already contracted 12 of those 15 boys who represented Craven Week, 12 have been contracted to come through to the Institute next year. So that's where it's all started, the Western Province Institute, who normally scout schoolboys and go to tournaments. You've got Jacques Hannekom there, and Steph Nell, obviously, and with Henny Becker and Jerome. They're all involved there in scouting for young talent, get them through the Institute. From there, they feed the under-19.
Right.
And from the under-19, the under-21s. Now, there are some boys that drop out there who don't make it or develop late. They obviously go play club rugby. Okay? So my thing is, not only through that system, it's actually which you look at as people who've got the privilege of going through there. They not only them get contracts. So those late developers, that's why I think, and where Mr. Wakefield, the president, is very adamant about, to make sure that those late developers, there's a second chance for them to get through our amateur system and get to the professional system, and also sort of try and play yourself a contract.
For your average club player, the only opportunity he has to hope to knock on the door or showcase his talent is on the weekend when he's playing rugby.
He's got to do that.
He's got to do that.
And JP, I've started now, not just going to watch the trials for the amateur, but also looking at club matches, Marty's and Bellar, for instance. And I get the video material and the other coaches. We look, there's a guy that's been identified. Jerome obviously says, just watch the number 14 of Bellar, and then we'll have a look, and we get,
a point in case there, if you mentioned the number 14 of Bellar, 3 years ago, I think Cheslin Roberts was playing number 14 for Bellar, and then he went to UWC, and he made it into, I think he played for the amateur squad last year.
He got invited, and I was about to contract Cheslin Roberts. I know exactly who he is.
Yes.
He's the right winger, and he preferred to go to Boland.
But what's interesting is what a different man he is now.
No.
I can't believe it. When I see Cheslin now, he's got the stature and this composure. But anyway, before we get what I wanted to ask, completely slipped my mind. You're talking about trials. It's of course important that if you want to play for Western Province, you've got to go to the trials. If you want to eventually go through the hoops from the one step to the next step to the next step, if the coaches are not informing the players of the trials, then they're never going to make it.
Well, Jape, unfortunately, I don't go that far, but that's a breakdown in communication, and I've seen it, where players have been invited by Jerome, and they just simply don't pitch up. That is also completely wrong. And then they mustn't say they never get the opportunity. Once they get invited, they must pitch up. And then
that's the message. If there's the message we can give to the parents, actually, even out there, and the club
and the club coaches.
The coaches,
it's important that, like I say, it's not window dressing here or sort of trying to please people. I'm really doing this to see that the talent from club rugby, I view that as important as a contracted player there. You understand? So my appeal is to go play for the amateur team. Make sure that amateur team is a strong team, because our objective in Currie Cup, or my objective, is twofold. Yes, you want to win the Currie Cup and do well, but it's a great opportunity for young players to come through in Currie Cup.
And that would you agree that that's sort of our responsibility in terms of development in Western Province? We have to have these systems in place, because it is part of the transformation process. It is, call it a little bit political, but there is a system.
JP, I wouldn't even say it's part of the transformation process. I just see it's another pathway of getting to Stormers and Western Province. And that was the original question. If players really make it, they have got snares at our training facility at the moment in the Currie Cup training squad. Snares. He played Elsie's last year. He's now with Belleville, I think. We've got the other winger playing for SK Warmers, I think it's called Craig Pfeiffer. He's there, also taken from the trials.
Right.
I've got Patrick O'Brien. He's from Strand, Helderberg. I've got a guy called Steph Buerta. Right. He's from
Hamilton's.
Hamilton's, correct, Morgan. And I've got Mark Hotchkiss. He's a Marty's boy. So I'm not only looking at the varsity
So you've got
teams,
quite a wide spread of,
Exactly, Ryan Bell.
because there's been a lot of criticism out of, the sort of the peanut gallery that everybody's from Marty's or UCT.
No, they have mentioned a couple, and Tez Vuzani.
Tez from UWC, yeah.
Tez is in the mix, you know.
Yeah,
He's just busy rehabbing. He's about 3 weeks away, but he will be part of our Currie Cup squad.
All right.
So this is a reality. It's like I say, it's not just a, I said it. The president would like to make sure that we get the amateur, that HPC is for all rugby players in the Western Province. And then I would also like to say the big difference for me, JP, when it comes to amateur and professional, these oaks are working, and I've got respect for that. They've got to work. But obviously the conditioning is always, not at the same level to be able to compete at. And therefore we invite, like after every season, Jerome invites a group of 30 players that he starts, and they're on the same conditioning program as the Stormers in Super 15 rugby. After 3 weeks, from that 30, we end up with 10 players left.
Yes.
So, club, they must understand that if you want to get to play for the Stormers, then all other criteria is the same for all players.
But that's one of we're going to talk now about Evox Advanced Nutrition. It's one of our sponsors here. As you know, they're the official sponsor of sports nutrition products to Western Province Rugby and the DHL Stormers. But that's been one of the processes that Evox has learned, is that it starts with a nutrition plan, a weight 100%. Training plan, an eating plan from a young age. So you're not hitting under 16s, under 19s, under 21s, that it's all different for you. I mean, your guys like Steph, who controls the system, it's almost like a cradle to grave strategy. Am I right?
100%, JP. And I think that's an area that, if you talk about development, it's not just a physical development. I think that's one aspect, and you touched on the nutrition part of it, which is brilliant, and I'm really happy, and we're fortunate to have you here to look at that. From high school, I think from Craven Week and from high school, that's where it's got to start. But there's emotional sort of development as well, and we need to look at the life skill part of it, and these are things that we're talking about. How when a player comes in a lecture room, how long can he concentrate for? He's an amateur player. He goes to work, then he must come train, and he doesn't sit in a lecture room and listen to detail. He just want to play. Yeah. So that's that whole sort of change and mindset change, before you become really a professional. So, and we open for that, all the coaches, even the coaches. JP, they welcome to come to the HPC anytime.
So how intelligent are our players? Jake White says they're not very smart.
Well, Jake White, coach, like I said, he won the World Cup with South African players.
I'm going to leave that one alone, because according to our Currie Cup critics out there, our players are not very, or at least not our Currie Cup critics, our Super 15 critics, especially if you're playing in a Bulls jersey right now and you have blonde hair. You're clearly taking a hiding. And Jake White must be absolutely patting himself on the back. Anyway, we're going to leave that story alone. We're not really too worried about that. We'll leave that for the Bulls guys to worry about. But yes, Evox Advanced Nutrition is the official sports nutrition supplier to Western Province Rugby and the DHL Stormers. And as you heard Allister say right now, a lot of it is about conditioning. So if you want to win yourself an Evox hamper, get your cell phones handy. As you know, the Stormers' favorite whey protein is the Synergy Whey Protein. And you need to tell us on the SMS, the keyword is who is the official sports nutrition supplier. You've got to use that, okay? So send us a SMS, who's the official sports nutrition supplier to Western Province Rugby and the DHL Stormers. There you see it on your screen right now, 33280, that's the number that you want to SMS. And of course, you can win for yourself the tray as well. You give this to your club guys, all right? You put the water bottles inside, you get that from Evox, and you've got your Synergy Whey Protein, so don't be walking around at your local gym with your own tray, okay? You gaan lekker dom lyk mense. All right, 33280, congratulations to last week's winner, Seth Pinar. Seth wins for himself a Synergy Whey Protein as well as the tray. All right, Seth, congratulations. There is a Synergy Whey Protein on its way to you, and the tray that you can make sure that you give to the players. Right, let's take a quick look at the club rugby fixtures are coming up on the weekend. Some fantastic matches there. Durban against Tygerberg, Hamilton's and Belhar. Vix take on UCT, Helderberg and Marties. In Super League B, it's UWC and Brackenfell, Kales River Villages, Goodwood Falls, Bay Hams and Arts and NNK. While in Premier League A, it's St. George's and Kraaifontein, Scottsdene, Silurians, Elsie's Macassar. In Premier League B, Van der Stel and Eerste Rivier, Franschhoek and Langa. And in Division 1, Laguna, Wraithby, Atlantis, Rockland, Silverleaf, Busy Bees, Northerns and Stelkor. In Division 2, Young Wednesdays take on Masipomolele at Philippi. Blue Stars are up against Garden Tech in Klapmans. Blue Jays take on Kailicha, at least Kalamore in Kailicha. Division 3 sees Retreat and Young Ideas. Whistling Wheels against Criticville Imikawi take on Richmond Ranger in Khayelitsha as well. Delft take on Bishop Lavis, Police take on Progress, Cities take on Young Brothers, Paarl Region is Lower Paarl and Allendale, Violets and Paarl Rangers, Albions and Parel United, Simbondim and Windmill United, while in the Farm League, Lamotte and Pumas, Wandley and Languedoc and Blue Swallows take on Blue Stars. Right, folks, those are, of course, our fixtures. Our fixture this weekend that you'll be looking forward to getting down to, and we know that this is one of our favorite locations, because I have no doubt that Ansel in April, Mr. H, Ansel in April gaan 'n hele skaap vir ons uitsit, all right? And Alice Michaels is going to putting newsletters up, and she's going to be putting posters up. Alice, you make sure you get hold of us if you need any help with that, okay? But I am so looking forward to this match. It is going to be a derby match, almost. I suppose it is. Mr. H. Elsie's Macassar, derby match.
Well, there's a lot of talk between the two of them, so it will be great to go there.
All right, so there we go, folks. This weekend, Cape Rugby TV gets down to Elsie's Rivier, and we know that you're going to be there out in force, okay, because this match is going to be promoted and punted galore. All right, this, in fact, Elsie's Rivier against Macassar, Ali, as you said it, Snares came from Elsie's Rivier.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah. And it's good to have Snares in our training group.
Yeah,
so he was our very first man of the match.
He was our very first man of the match, and he won for himself at the time a bucket of Evox 5XL. Yeah,
I'm sure he's used everything because he got such big, powerful legs.
Well, you know, it's funny. This week, in actual fact, we'll be having a new man of the match. And it's funny that we're doing our very first man of the match starts again with Evox Advanced Nutrition, again giving out a bucket of meal replacement to help. So how ironic, our very first match, because thank you very much to Tata, who has been supporting us, but this week we have a new man of the match, brought to you by Evox Advanced Nutrition. They win for themselves a bucket of 5XL, so look out for that. But how ironic that the very first time we had a man of the match was at Elsie's Rivier, with an Evox bucket of Mega Grow. And of course, this week we go back to Elsie's, and we have a man of the match again, with yet another bucket. And probably this guy, because he's using the bucket of 5XL, will end up playing for the Stormers one day.
He'll be taken up into the Stormers training group and even advance if he takes an opportunity.
All right, then, I'll be getting onto the betting website for long-term bets on them. Leisure Hotels, of course. Leisure Hotels are, and Ample Sports, one of our keen supporters here, Leisure Hotels. If you want to win yourself a night's accommodation, bed and breakfast to Leisure Hotels, 33280, there you see it on the screen right now. SMS the word leisure to 33280. You put yourself in the mix to win. Super Rugby results over the weekend. It was a sad one for the Bulls, who lost to the Brumbies. The Chiefs 2019 against the Crusaders, and then our Super Brew players and posers. Megan is on top, our best Super Brew player this weekend, and the poser there, Jacola. Het is 'n lekker gespeel in Jacola. And ladies and gentlemen, a man who will be absolutely thrilled to know it, gets the Super Brew cap this weekend. And if you believe it, this is his absolute favorite activity of everything in the week. Well, not absolute favorite activity of everything in the week, but just about borderline favorite activity of the week. Mr. H, you are this week's Super Brew cap holder.
Thank you.
Congratulations, you kan maar die hoed opsit. Quickly look at the Super Brew, at least the Super Rugby fixtures over the weekend. It's a super final time. We now come to an end. The Chiefs take on the Brumbies at Hamilton's. Right, we've had enough of that. All right, Super 15 is now done and dusted. The Curry Cup is just about to get going. Allister, you guys ready for Curry Cup?
Well, JP, it's the first time in 3 years that we've had 3 weeks to prepare for Curry Cup. Given the players off after the last game against the Bulls, completely off for 1 week, and we're in our second week of preparation now. Yeah. So, you know, we're looking forward to this one at Newlands again.
Exciting stuff.
Exciting stuff. No, we're ready. We have to defend the cup. And
Skalkberger's back?
Well, Scala's back here. It's going to take him a while to get his conditioning up to par.
How's he feeling? How's he feeling? We haven't even had a chance to ask. I mean, how's Scala doing? He was so sick. And
he's really looking fine. He can't wait. You know, like he says, he wants to feel the grass under his feet again.
Oh, yeah, kan nie hoor.
Ja, nee, hy kan nie wag nie. Hy's regte waar is. But one has got to be, you know, it's baby steps. He's got to say he hasn't played for 2 years. He's played 20 minutes in 2 seasons. So, you know, Scala's got to start right from the front, build him up physically. And who knows, after round 4 or 5, Scala would be back on the field, yes.
Morgs, you've played more than 20 minutes in 2 seasons, huh?
Yeah, I've played a little bit more. I'm prepared for something that's coming. We got a Saturday, Wednesday fixture for the next 2 weeks. Yeah, we'll be packing in 6 games in 2 weeks.
Well, make sure you got your Evox supplements there ready. Good luck for the weekend.
Thanks, chaps.
Allister, it's been a flippin' absolute pleasure to have you here.
No, thanks very much, JP. I really definitely come, you know, especially in Currie Cup, JP. We've got an open door policy at the HPC. I would like to see all club coaches, doesn't matter in which league you play, all club coaches are willing to come knock there and share information with us, or, you know, I'll just ask.
Can you guys give them some guidance on strapping or nutrition or training?
Whether it's conditioning, whether it's medical, whether it's psychological, and also, you know, in terms of rugby, tactical and technical issues, we'll be gladly, you know, helping. And
well, if you're doing psychological, I might come knock on your door as well, because I need a lot of advice from Mr. H.
He's the man, especially with his new yellow. I know about a yellow jersey that you win in the Tour de France, but yeah, he wins the yellow hat. So well done, Mr. H.
No, it's been so. No, thanks for joining us, Alan.
Pleasure.
Best of luck for the Currie Cup. We really look forward to supporting the blue and white hoops continuously. Yeah.
Thank you very much, JP.
Mr. H, thank you very much. Elsie's in Macassar.
To the food.
Hey, I just know that's going to be the Anslin is hier reg meneer. Ek kom vir jou soek net. Lekker vir jou en Michael Adonis aan die kant van die veld en daai ouens met die mutton ja, no, they make like a mutton and
salami
and soet patat potjie.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. No. We will be there.
We'll be there, yeah.
We'll sort them out.
No, we're looking forward to that. Right, folks, that is a wrap. Cape Rugby TV, Wednesday nights, 9 o'clock. As always, make sure you tell mom and dad, friends and family. One of these days, we're national all the way into Africa. And we are certainly looking forward to spreading the Club Rugby love. That's a wrap from us. Join us on Facebook, www.facebook.com/Cape Rugby TV. We'll see you guys next week, same time, same place. And join us this week, Elsie's against Macassar. Bye-bye.